Welcome to my channel. My name's James, and last week I published the first version of this game to itch.io. It's called Robot Miner. It's a platformer. It has platforms, it has collectibles, it has enemies, it has a life bar, and it has one complete stage. So the game is wired up. The challenge I have now is to make it into a bigger game and into a better game. I built this level in a very simple and easy way by copying and pasting individual blocks until I had a complete level. And that was okay for building one level that is quite short and quite simple. But now I'm faced with the challenge of expanding my game, making it better. I need to build more levels, and they need to be bigger levels. So I need a quicker, more efficient process to do that. In order to achieve that, I'm going to use two tools. I'm going to use Tilesetter to build my tile set, and I'm going to use libresprite, which is a free version of Sprite, to build the component tiles that Tilesetter is going to use to build my tile set. Tilesetter is available either as a free download or as a paid version. You can go to tilesetter.org and click on downloads. You can get it from Steam or you could get it from itch.io. I think most of what we are doing today is achievable in the free version. The free version will enable you to build your own tile set and to export it. So that's everything we're doing today. The paid version has a few extra features that make our life easier. Full disclosure, I do use the paid version because, as I say, it has a couple of extra features that make our lives easier, which I will point out later. But everything we're going to do now, you can do using the free version, so you can download that if you don't have it already. And to produce the artwork, I'm using libresprite, which is a free version of Sprite. Okay, I've already got Tilesetter, so I'm going to launch it. Tilesetter uses a technique called compositing. In order to explain what that is, it's best to start over in libresprite. So I'm going to go into libresprite and I'm going to do new, and I want a 32 by 32 sprite, so that's good. You can do this in any pixel art tool that you might prefer to use, but I'm just going to use libresprite. It's very simple what we're going to be doing, so feel free to pick your own tool. The first thing I need to do is to supply Tilesetter with a base tile. So the base tile is going to be like the main body of our tile, our basic tile. Our main tile is going to be a dirt tile. We're going to have a dirt tile with grass at the top and rocks at the side, okay? So in order to do that in Tilesetter, we need to supply it with three tiles. Our base tile, and then we need to do another tile for our grass, and then another tile for our rocks, okay? And then Tilesetter is going to composite them together and make our tile set in a very quick and pain-free manner. I'm just going to make the zoom level bigger, and this is going to be super easy. I'm going to pick brown because we're doing a dirt tile. I think I'm going to pick my lighter brown. No, I think I'm going to pick my even lighter brown, that one there. And I'm going to click on the paint bucket tool, and I'm just going to make a brown base tile like that, okay? So I'm just going to do it like that just to be quick. If you want your tile to be a bit more detailed, if you want to make some rocks and stones in the middle, feel free to do that. But in the interest of speed, I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to save it to my desktop. Save it to my desktop. Where am I? Desktop. And I'm going to just call it base tile. And I'm going to save it. All right, now I need to do a new tile. So file new. Again, 32 by 32. And I'm just going to, first I'm going to make it bigger, so up to 400. And I'm just going to pick a green color, and I'm going to draw some grass very, very quickly. So, I'm still in paintbrush, so I don't want that. Control Z, get rid of that. I want my pen tool. I'm just going to do some wavy grass like this. Just some vaguely sticking up grass, some diagonal the other way, something in the corner, a bit like that, and maybe one there. Right, I'm probably going to just draw a line completely through it. And another line there. So very quickly, just for speed, and I'm going to save that. And I'm going to click, I'm only going to save that as grass tile. Again to my desktop. Okay, so we're going to have grass at the top, but at the side of my tiles, I want rocks. So again, I'm going to do the same process. File, new, 32 by 32, okay. And then let's have a dark color. So we'll go back up to 400. And we're going to make some rocks. So let's have that dark brown. And let's literally make some rock shapes. I want to come out of my line tool. Just a few various shapes. And again, I'm going to put a couple of lines through it just to kind of make it a distinct layer. So one line there, and one line there. All right, good. Save that. I'm going to call that rock tile. As I say, take as much time as you want and be as artistic as you can, because that all contributes to making your game look better. And that's what we want. So I've got my 3 tiles. Now I go over into Tilesetter. And to zoom in, I'd go Command plus because I'm in a Mac. So it's Control plus if you're on a PC. I'm just going to make my tiles a little bit bigger like that. We build our tile set here. Now I need to start a new project in Tilesetter. So I click on there, I go new project, and I want new orthographic project. First thing I need to do is change the tile size to 32. And it looks a bit bigger. I can pan by clicking Alt and then left click and dragging. So click Alt, left click and drag. Do that. First thing I need to do is to supply it with my base tile. So into libresprite, and I go select all, mouse over it, Command C. So that's Control C if you're on a Windows PC. Click on my tile there and go Command V. That's my base tile. Now I need my edge tiles. So back into libresprite and repeat the process. Grass tile, select all, mouse over it, Command C, and I just generally put them up here somewhere, Command V. Same thing with my rock tile set, into libresprite, rock tiles, select all, mouse over, Command C, click on the next tile, put it wherever you want really, but this is how I do it, and Command V. All right. So I've got my base and I've got my 2 edges. I'm going to have the grass at the top and the rocks at the side. So now I click on my base tile again. And what I want to do now I've got it selected is right click it. And I want build borders. You get 2 choices for build borders. For a side scroller or platformer, we want build borders blob. Build borders wang, that's more suitable for building terrain for something like a top-down game. Okay, so we're building a platformer, so we want build borders blob. Click that. Now you will see, if I just pan it the other way, it's already built us something that looks like a tile set, but we have these blobs. around the edge of our tile set. So our next task is to replace the blobs with whatever we want on the edge of each tile. So I'm going to start with the top. I'm going to click that. I'm going to come over into here. I'm going to come over here into source, and I'm going to click, and it gives me a choice of what I want to put on the edge. So it gives me a choice of what I want to replace those blobs with. So the blobs are selected by default, and I want something else. What I want is my grass, so I just click my grass. And you can see whenever we have a tile with something on the top, it's replaced it with the grass. Now we want to do the sides and the bottom. So I'm going to click over here. So this tile has blobs on the side. And again, I come into image and it's got the blobs. We don't want the blobs. This time we want the rocks. So click on the rocks. And it's done the same thing. So now we have rocks. Any tile that has blobs down the left-hand side, it's replaced them with rocks. Do the same for the right-hand side. Select the tile and select the rocks. And there we go. And now we just have to do the same for the bottom. If you want just the brown bottom, you can just click the base tile again. But I think I'm going to have rocks on the bottom as well. So I'm going to click the rocks again. And there we have a complete tile set. Okay, I can now, if I'm using the paid version of Tilesetter, test my tile set by painting with it down here. So this section down here is where we can paint with our tile set. So it sort of emulates doing an auto tile in a game engine. And what I want to do is go into paint here. So we'll click on paint, make sure my brush size is 1. That means 1 tile. That doesn't mean 1 pixel. So I need to make sure my tile set is selected. So that I need to make sure that at least 1 tile in my tile set is selected. And then I just click and drag. And there you go. And you can see your tile set. You can't do this in the free version, unfortunately, which is one of the reasons why I decided to use the paid version. I think it's worth the money. The other reason relates to what we're going to do now, which is export our tiles. Okay, so to export our tiles, we first need to select them. So I'm going to hold that. I'm going to click off it first, click off the tile map. I'm going to move my mouse into this corner. I'm going to click, and then I'm going to drag. Now I'm going to right click. And the first thing I'm going to do is export as a PNG, okay? Because the most common format for exporting a tile set is a PNG. So if we click on export, and we've got image. And you'll notice if you're using the free version, image is all you can click there. So I'm just going to go dirt, tile set. And I'm going to save it to my desktop. Save. Now, if you're using Tilesetter, the normal Tilesetter, the paid version of Tilesetter, you can go one better. I use the Godot engine, so I can export directly into the Godot engine, okay? You will notice, though, that you can export for Unity as well. And, well, there are many, many choices for you to export to. So, but I use Godot, so I'm going to select Godot. And I'm going to save it again to my desktop. It saves it as a Godot resource, a .tres, and it will save it pre-configured for auto tiling. So that actually does save me a lot of work in the Godot engine. So I'm just going to save it to that. And that is my tile set done. So that didn't take very long at all, did it? So I've built a complete tile set in a matter of a few minutes, really. And now I'm free to use that to build the level out in my game, which I will do in the next section. I hope to see you